This is Big Brother, and I'm your host, Jacob. Today we have a very special episode planned out. We're going to be revealing our top 5 Big Brother, who we think are going to come in the top 5 this year on Big Brother, and I'm going to throw in some winner picks, and I will even go down to the placings of what I think the top 5 will be, because I feel like, honestly, it's going to be pretty predictable. If it isn't, I pray to God, but if not, woo! But first, we are going to be counting down some of our favorite TV shows, so whether that be on like Netflix or on air, whatever, I'm just going to be scrolling down on some of my favorite TV shows out there right now. I have a very kind of distinct category of television I watch, or categories, I guess, and you're going to see that once I start talking about them all. So I didn't do a song because I didn't want to have like 5 minutes of this video be just random shenanigans, but like I said, we're going to be talking about our favorite TV shows. Then later on, we are going to be talking about Big Brother. So let's get into it. This video is a collab with Brittany, Jet, and Gina. Their links are going to be in the description. They're all couponers too. And we're just going to be talking about Big Brother because we have a love for Big Brother. Obviously. Who doesn't? Except for this season. All right. I'm going to wait. I'm going to stop it there, and then we're going to address that later on, I guess, if we have time. Also, I feel like a beauty guru because I have a lot of light on me right now. It's very weird. I'm also having a white background, so I don't know. Hopefully the quality is okay. But who do I care? My video quality stinks anyways. Anyways, so first off, we're going to talk about Survivor. So I know what you're thinking, Jacob. Survivor is basically the same thing as Big Brother, and in a lot of aspects they are, but in many they're very different. How you play each game is very different. I think of Big Brother having more of a format. I think of Survivor meaning you have to have a certain personality out there to sort of play it well. You have to be willing to be out there that long, be on minimal food, whereas Big Brother, you're just laying around in a house. But Survivor is also shorter. I actually find Survivor really like funny and interesting and entertaining. I used to think Big Brother was better than Survivor, but I think my opinions honestly changed on that. I think I like Survivor more than Big Brother, just because Big Brother, it's just like they cast the same people over and over again. And I think Rob and Cass are the people who cast for Survivor and Big Brother. But why is it that like Big Brother, we always get the same archetypes, except for Cody this season, and he was funny. I didn't like love him, but I liked kind of, he was the underdog, so you kind of had to root for him. And then, yeah, it's just like Survivor, everyone's there to win, at least. At least it seems like that. Like, no one's in there just to, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna make it to jury. Like, that's stupid. Whereas Big Brother, it's like reality TV stars looking for fame. But, not gonna get into that because honestly, I would go on Big Brother. I wouldn't do Survivor, but I would do Big Brother. So Survivor is a really fun show if you like Big Brother especially. It's changed a lot over the years. About like 10 years ago, it was more about, you know, surviving and who would do the most and who would do this, who's friends with who. Now it's about alliances, blindsides, backstabs, alliances and alliances. It's about lies, it's about deceiving. It's about the twists, it's about the clues, it's about the immunity. So it's not just like cut in stone, like you didn't help with the fire. So that's what I like about it. As well, I like The Amazing Race. So the thing about The Amazing Race US, though, I think it's probably going to be canceled sometime soon. I don't think it's going to be next year because they're confirmed for at least one more season. I think they have next year, and then if that season is a complete flop and their ratings keep going down, it's going to be canceled. If not, I would give it one more season. I really actually like The Amazing Race. That show has also changed a lot over the time, and I personally think, like Survivor, I think it changed for the better. The Amazing Race, I'm not so sure about that. Like, the legs don't seem as hard or as complicated. There aren't multiple flights. There isn't as much drama, if you know what I mean. I just found my favorites, I can't pick like a season that's like horrible on The Amazing Race, but I really liked seasons like 20 to 25. I actually didn't mind the like blind date couples season, and I did like the internet season just because of Tyler and Corey. They were the only people I was rooting for. Too bad they actually I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but their ratings have just been going down. It's just I don't know, that I feel like they need to kind of bring back some type of the old algorithm. Before it was like new, it was exciting because you got to see them going around the world and there was drama and you know, you would think, oh, could I do that task? Or oh, I wish I could go there, that looks interesting. But their ratings have been going down. I do really like, though, The Amazing Race Canada. They don't really go to as many countries. They do like half of the races in Canada and then half of the races in like a couple other countries. So it's not like The Amazing Race US where they go all over the world. But I do still really like it because it reminds me of like season 20 or like 25, like I said, of The Amazing Race. It kind of reminds me of that style. So I do like it. As well, Big Brother Canada, if you like Big Brother, you're going to like Big Brother Canada. It is a little bit tricky, though, watching Canadian TV shows from the US. I'm not going to really get into all of that because, you know, I'm just not. Anyways, as well, so some other shows I like. I am really into, like, political shows. No, I know a lot of people don't like to, you know, mix up, like, entertainment and politics, but I do. I like the mix of them. I like Scandal, and I like Designated Survivor. Those don't give away, like, political parties that much. Like, it's not towards one side or the other. It's just, like, drama-packed. There's always something happening in the next episode. Actually, on Scandal, it's going to be the last season coming up, so I guess if you want to catch up on that, you can. And then on Designated Survivor is really good because they always end the show with a cliffhanger. Like, I watched the first episode or two, and I was like, what is this? Like, this is a mommy show. But honestly, I am a mom, so... But, anyways, so that's a really good show. If you're into, like, dramas and stuff. If you like Grey's Anatomy, you'd like those shows. I've never really gotten into Grey's Anatomy. They're all made... Or Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, and Grey's Anatomy is by Shonda Rhimes. And Shondaland is now moving to Netflix. She has a new contract with Netflix for, like, new series and stuff on there. I don't have Netflix, but we're not going to get into that either. So, anyways, she's on there, so her new projects are going to be on there. I'm excited to see, like, what kind of new stuff she has to bring out there. As well, I really like Veep, and it's a little bit edgy. It's very funny in my opinion, though. Some people might not find it funny, but it's so funny. It won, like, Best Comedy Series, so many times. I think it was at the Academy Awards or whatever, no, not the Academy, whatever the one is for TV shows, if you know what I mean. And I really like it. I really like the, main character, the Veep herself. I'm excited for the new season. Like, you would think, like, oh, after one season, oh, maybe it's not as funny, or maybe 2 or 3 seasons not as funny, but it's like, every season I have laughed. I've laughed every single episode out loud, and I don't really do that a lot when I watch TV, so it's really refreshing when you have something that's, like, so funny. Because a lot of times, like, it's so ridiculous, but it seemed like it could actually be real. And just the characters in it are so funny. I love her little team. If you're into that, watch a couple episodes. If you don't really like the language, then maybe it's not for you. But I find it really funny. I made a tiny list here. Stranger Things. I think a lot of people know about Stranger Things. It's a really good show. Season 2 is coming back in about 2 months when I'm making this video. Less than that, actually, I believe. So that's really exciting as well. Looking forward to that. It's about these kids who, like, go around on their, like, it's really hard to describe. Watch the trailer. It has a mix of, like, supernatural, science fiction. I know when I say science fiction, like, people get turned off. It's not really science fiction, actually. And then it's, like, drama. It's mystery. They're trying to figure things out. It's centered around this group of kids, though. I think it's more of a show, I guess, for, like, younger people, but I still think it's a good show, for everyone to watch. It's, I would say it's appropriate for most ages. Maybe not for, like, younger kids if they get scared of stuff. But then Mother is actually played Heather back in the Heathers back in the day. And I have an obsession with, I guess I do, with Heathers the musicals, and I like Heathers the movie too. It's really funny. And then, lastly, this might be a little bit of a surprise, but I am really into RuPaul's Drag Race. I know what you're thinking at first, like, what? What? Like, you wouldn't expect that. But after watching it, like, a season, I was, like, hooked. I was like, oh my gosh. And I went back and I watched every single season except for season 1, because that's, like, no, I don't know. I would watch it, it's just, like, the quality isn't the same, and, like, earlier seasons of shows aren't always the same as, like, later seasons of shows. So when you get hooked on, like, a later season of a show, it's hard to go back and watch, like, the beginning, because you're just, like, it's not as good, especially when it's not, like, has a chronology, or, I hope that's a word, or it doesn't have, like, specific connections, necessarily. But, I love Season 6, Bianca Del Rio, oh my goodness. Season 5, Jinx Monsoon. There's so many of them that I like. Season 9 was actually pretty good. Everyone was like, this is best friends race. But I did like it. And I'm so excited for All Stars 3. You don't even know how excited I am. All Stars 1, everyone's like, All Stars 1, All Stars 2, they were going for a certain person. And everyone thinks All Stars 3 is going to go to Trixie Mattel. If you haven't seen already, go onto Reddit. They leaked pretty much all the cast, except for the 10th queen. That's like a mystery. Everyone's like, who's the 10th contestant? But it's so interesting because it's involved twists, it's eliminations, it's like acting challenges, singing challenges, it's runways, it's comedy, it's drama, it's fights, there's judging panels, and there's lip syncing. I have a new obsession with lip syncing. You don't even know. So that is that. I love that show. Please watch it. I would say it's almost like more of a favorite than Big Brother now. So I think it's my favorite show right now because it's good. Now, it also really did change my outlook kind of on that whole community. Before I was just like, okay, whatever, like, I don't really care. And now I'm just like, yes! If you know what I mean. But, it's good. If you watch a couple seasons, you'll, like, really get into it. You'll get into, like, the characters. You'll get into all the catchphrases. I'm just thinking of RuPaul going over, like, the famous catchphrases and lines. It's really good. You guys should watch it. I watched every season except for season 1, and then the ending of season 3. I watched, like, the first 3 episodes of season 3, but I watched 2, I watched All Stars 1, I watched 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, All Stars 2, and upcoming in January is All Stars 3. I'm going to take a quick look at the cast. I actually wouldn't be mad if a variety of people won. I wouldn't be mad if Trixie won. I wouldn't be mad if Aja won. I wouldn't be mad if Shangela won. I really liked Chi-Chi in her season. Some people didn't like her, but I loved her. And there's just a whole handful. Ben de la Creme is I mean, the first time I watched season 5, or season 6, excuse me, I was like, what's the hype about Ben de la Creme? And then I watched it again, and I was like, alright, Ben de la Creme is actually pretty nice. Or funny, too. But personally, I don't know, at first I saw All Stars 3, and I was like, this is not All Stars, but then it was really good. So I don't want to bore you with that talk. If you're into it, look into it. Or if you want to talk about it, private message me on Instagram or whatever at CouponofJacob. Follow me on there. We're starting to rack up some followers, so that's great. So now we're going to be talking about Big Brother, which probably you came on here to see, to talk about, blah, blah, blah. That's what the whole theme was at the beginning of the video. Also, you might be thinking, Jacob, do you only wear blue shirts? And I don't. I have other shirts. I do like dark blue, navy blue. I would say it's my favorite color, I guess. It's just every time I seem to be in front of the camera, I'm always in a blue shirt. Or because, like, these are, like, my not, like, fancy shirts. They're not, like, my grungy clothes. They're kind of just, like, hang out, whatever clothes. So it's just, like, easy to throw on for a video. And yeah, so that's that. Now we're going to talk about Big Brother. Warning, spoilers ahead, warning, predictions ahead. And before I start, I just want to say this is just my opinion. So don't get too, because I know the Big Brother, I know a lot of communities, basically every community when it comes to it, a lot of people get very, like, attackish. That's not a word, but they start attacking each other, and that's not what I'm about, people. We already have had enough attacks on this season. So, let's do our top 5 right now. This isn't the top 5 I would want. I think no one in this 5 from the beginning was people who I would want to have in my top 5, but, you know, whatever. 5th place, I have Raven. And a lot of this list is according to Paul, right? Because I think Paul's just going to run this game unless it comes down to like final 3 and something happens, or final 4. But we'll get into that. 5th, I think, is Raven. Raven exposed. I'm not going to get into that. If you know about that, if you don't, search the hashtag. She's just up for a very rude awakening when she comes out, and she puts on this character in the house, and I'm not one to like judge people on a TV show because it is a TV show, but it's a TV show, so she went on there, and I do think she is really upplaying like all her conditions that she has and diseases, and really trying to use them for her benefit, which I guess if you're using them for a game, I mean, I guess, but don't pretend that you're not lying. You know, at least. But she's in 5th place. The people I don't have, well, you'll know who I don't have on the list. 4th place, I have Alex. I think Alex is going to be able to win a veto or 2 later down the road. That's why I think she's going to come in 4th. I think Paul wants to bring her a little bit further. I think Paul thinks Jason and Alex are currently his biggest competition as far as competition wins, because then he can kind of win out from there, or at least that's what he's kind of planning or trying to do. But Alex is number 4th. I was really looking forward to Alex. Like, after week 1 or 2, I was like, this girl knows what she's doing. Oh my god. I just looked right into my light, and now I'm... Anyways, I was really looking forward to her because she was in that, like, Superfan Alliance. She won the, or she was close to winning that competition. She was on the block with, like, Christmas. No, she wasn't on. That was Jillian. But she, didn't get a friendship bracelet. But then I got so, like, underwhelmed and, like, really? Like, she is the worst read on the house. Her game is follow Paul, listen to Paul. Paul is friendship. Friendship is his brain. He can't break friendship. Have you never, like, watched Big Brother before? I mean, whatever. I went into the season so excited. I was like, wow, pretty good cast. I mean, there were some people that were similar to a lot of archetypes we've had in the past, but I was like, all right. I was looking forward to Elena. I was looking forward to Jessica. I was looking forward to Ramses. I was looking forward to, what's his name? That person that got out first on the first night. I'm sorry. I'm blanking on his name. I was looking forward to Christmas, actually, and then I knew Josh would be a character at least, but it's just like, it's gotten way too personal in the attacks, like questioning Cody's military experience, attacking Kevin's kids, like all that type of stuff. Like I don't know, it's just ridiculous. All the stuff about transgender people, the stuff about, you know, sexual assault, all that. It's gross watching it. At some point you're like, this is enough. It just needs to stop. But I say but a lot, especially when I'm on video, because it's a natural transition for me. But she's at number 4. I do think she's going to win a couple comps, but I don't think she's necessarily... I don't know, I guess she's studied, but there's the editing, I will have to say. Like, when you're a contestant, it's one thing to be like, the editing made me out to seem bad, but when we have live feeds, I don't have live feeds, but I watch all the podcasts. I listen to Mad Rose daily updates, and we all know, like, the things these house guests are doing, but Big Brother does not want to have another season 15 again. They don't want everyone to be like, whoa, this is a trashy TV show with trashy people. Even though I loved Big Brother 15 just because of, like, so much drama. I didn't love what they were saying. I just loved, like, people were just, like, not afraid to do anything. And everyone was actually playing to win. There wasn't people like Matt saying, oh, I'm going to get the jury, and then I want Raven to win. Raven's playing the best game. Did you hear that audience go silent? Like, seriously. Moving along. 3rd place, I have Christmas. I do think Christmas is going to make it to the top 3, just because of her broken leg. She's going to be carried, especially with her close alliance to Josh and to Paul right now. She's not on, like, Raven's, she's not on Alex or Jason's or Kevin's radar, so she's going to make it far, I think. She's going to make it to 3rd place. It's going to be hard for her to compete in those competitions, although, spoiler, if you don't like a spoiler, skip ahead a minute. Apparently she won HOH. Now I'm filming this on Friday night, so this video is going up Monday morning. I'm not sure what new information might be coming up, but as of right now, she's HOH and she's gonna put up Alex and Jason. So sorry. Okay, so now not spoilers. We're gonna get back to it. I have Christmas at number 3. I just feel like Paul is gonna see the jury being mad about Josh. Although he could think maybe Christmas was carried along, but I think all the contestants' perception is that Christmas has a pretty strong social game, and the fact that she's even winning competitions without with her cast on. Seriously. Okay, so now my top 2. My top 2 is Paul and Josh. Second place, I have Josh. First place, I have Paul. I feel like the jury isn't going to respect Josh. I think Josh is a character. I think he's hilarious. At least he's bringing something to the show. But it's just, he's a lot sometimes. He's basically bipolar. One minute he's like, "Mommy, I love you." And then he's getting in fights, and then he's crying right after. Like, don't fight with people if you can't take it. People like that kind of make me angry, because it's like, don't get in the kitchen if you're afraid to get burned. So, whatever. And then number 1, I have Paul. I feel like this is pretty obvious. I think Paul's going to take this season, unless something happens like season 17 when Vanessa was cut at Final 3. So a lot of people are thinking Steve Moses, also Cameron. Cameron was the first one out. I forgot his name earlier. Steve Moses might be like the Josh of the season. Or Josh might be the Steve Moses of that season. Now, Steve did do a lot of socializing and communicating, a lot better than Josh, I think. But I think Josh is positioned a certain way. Everyone's just like, oh, that crazy guy. He's just loud, but he's not a target. Because, how has he made it from where he was in the beginning weeks to now? It's crazy. It's just ridiculous when he was, got the golden apple or whatever. Also, this season is extremely rigged for Paul. If you don't think it is, then I'm sorry. Let me know why in the comments, and I will respond to it in saying why it is rigged. But number 1 is Paul. He came in with the friendship bracelets. Being the only vet, I feel like he made it okay for all the personal attacks. He said, because it's just a game. It's Big Brother. I hate when people say, it's just a game. It's like in life when people are like, oh, that's just life. That's not a good explanation for something. And to be like, calm down, let me say something. First off, don't say calm down to people. It's kind of condescending. It doesn't work. 2, stop saying listen to me. Why do you have to say something and then they listen and then they will reply? Why can't you just have a normal conversation back and forth? It's because they're obviously lying. Obviously, they don't know how to play the game, and obviously they're just doing what Paul has been doing. And I think Paul is the worst because he's been instigating every single fight, and then once the fight occurs, he kind of watches from a little bit of a distance, and then he'll start to try to get them going. It's just ridiculous. This season is gross. I just wish there was more strategy. It's just Paul and his minions will alienate a couple people. Those people will become the new targets. Once they're out, more people will become alienated, and they will become the targets. And Paul, sitting there looking pretty, hasn't been on the block once, except for when at the beginning he was nominated, but he had his 3 weeks of safety. Also, don't tell me production did not put in that there for Paul to get it. He was the only vet. Of course he's gonna get it. Whatever. I get a little, upset. Because now when I watch this season, I'm like, I was Team Paul last season. Paul against Nicole. But now looking back, I'm like, I'm happy Nicole won. Because I do not want Paul to win. It will be a miracle. Honestly, though, I do think Paul should just win. Because he's playing the best game. I mean, I hate to say it. But he just is. Everyone is just listening to him. If Josh does cut him, though, then Josh deserves to win. But I don't see a high probability in that. I could see it maybe Josh winning, first of all, is going to be a 25% chance. So I think Paul has 50% chance of winning that final HOH. Josh 25%. Christmas 25%. Even more than that. Probably Paul 2/3. And then Christmas and Josh share that 1/3, making it 1/6 each. Which is a 16.6 continued chance. But it's just really hard to see. If it did happen, though, props to you, Josh. you know, mad props. But that's that. That's my prediction. Again, I went into the season and I was looking so forward to it, and now I'm just like I literally skip the episode sometimes. Last week I didn't watch like the Sunday night episode or the Wednesday night episode. I only watched the eviction, or I like skimmed through the episode, or I would be like watching a YouTube video while doing it. I just didn't care. I was literally playing Monopoly last episode. But it's ridiculous. Anyways, thank you all for watching. This was a very long video, I know. Well, actually not that much longer than some of my haul videos, but just a discussion. Once I edit this, I'll kind of pick and choose what I want to use. But thank you all for watching so much. I will see you all in the next one. The New England Coupon Character. Bye-bye. Actually, before we stop, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what TV shows you like, who you think is going to win Big Brother this season, how you're feeling about Survivor, if you want me to talk more about Survivor, because Survivor is going to be coming up. They just released the new cast, as well RuPaul's Drag Race. Want me to talk about that? I can talk about that. More of those TV shows. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at CouponRJake. I'm sounding like Raven when I talk right now. Just a whole mumble of words. And please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a post. I will see you all later. Bye!